Okay, Professor Gruhn here, and we're going to try to set up a free web hosting account using 000webhost.com. And the thing I don't like about this account is that it's limited to 2 SQL databases. And for if you can afford it, I would definitely recommend doing bluehost.com or HostGator or GoDaddy. All 3 of those services are really good. Bluehost, a lot of my graduate students use that at Quinnipiac, and we've had a lot of good luck with bluehost.com, and it's pretty reasonable. I think both the Bluehost and the HostGator, if you get their middle, they have like 3 offerings. You don't need their most expensive one, but you don't want to get their cheapest one either. And what I also like about it is that they provide a free domain name, so that way you can have a www of your own to get going with. Here I am at 000webhost.com, and you can see that it lists the services that they provide, subdomains, and only 2 MySQL databases. But you know what will happen is I'll delete one if I need to start another one to get going. We'll see if that lasts or not. First is for $5 a month. They have premium hosting, and the free hosting you don't get live support, versus all your paid services you'll get that. You can just see all the things that are not X'd, and that's why they're free. One of the ways that they make money is that they provide it for free, and then if after a while you like it and you want more, then they upgrade. You can say, hey, I need to upgrade my account to a paid account. They do have a cPanel like account, which is good, and they do offer, I think I saw that they offer my PHP admin, which is important. So what you would do is you would click here, or click here to sign up, click here to sign up, and here they'll give you some domain name, but then you can put like what you want to be. So you're not going to be www.something.com because it's a free service. You get to make up something. So you know, you could do, you know, Professor Gruhn, or you know, put your name there. So I've already ordered an account, and what I have is what they provided for me was this domain name, KB1GWO, which is my ham radio call sign, comly.com. And this PHP page, default.php, is displaying this information right here. So if I view the page source, right-click view the page source, you can see this is all the information that is being viewed on the page. But what I need to do is I need to set up my FileZilla to access it. Now what will happen is when you set up an account, you'll be sent an email that looks something like this. Also, you'll be given a password. Notice here the password is all stars. It will be a long, humongous password. Save this document, save this email along with your password into a document that you can have access to and print it out. This account information that you get, and you get it from any web hosting provider that you would have, is crucial. This is your lifeline into your web host, whether you're using Bluehost, DreamHost, HostGator, GoDaddy, any information. And what I would do is, if you see here on my email, I have a folder, and then I have a subfolder with all the websites that I'm working on and responsible for. And in my email, I keep these, and you can see www0, and that what I would do is I'll move all of these files into that folder, and I keep all of my emails related to any website that I'm working on. and things like that. So now what I have is I have my website is up and running, but it's it's just this default page, and you'll usually get it. And notice here, it's saying please delete default page from public folder and upload your website by using FTP or the file-based file manager, which is actually part of the web host. Now what I can do is I can click here, and the email that they send you provides the information right here, this to log on to your account. And you'll have an account ID, and like here's my username, and I know what my password is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here to the members, and you can see my email address and then my password. And then it wants me to type some extra letters here. I'm going to guess that's a QUIPO. Now, here's my page. And if I click here, that goes back to my website that's up and running. But here you can see I can go to my cPanel. I click here, and this is where I have all my access to the tools I need. And I want to be sure. So there's MySQL and my PHP admin. I definitely need that my PHP admin in order to be able to access the databases and to manipulate and import and export databases. Again, they're only giving you 2 databases to work with, so you can only have 2 at a time. I would not recommend using this service if you can afford the $6 or $7 a month, $6 a month for a Bluehost.com site. I would definitely lean towards getting a Bluehost.com, GoDaddy, or HostGator site. So now we can see that I have access into my site. Now what I need to do is I need to open up FileZilla. And we went over FileZilla briefly. And let's go ahead and, I'm getting tired of that popping up. Let's just get the most recent version. Good. Okay. So now, if you remember when we talked about this, that this represents the local site and the remote site. Now for me, I am on my E drive locally on my computer, and here's my XAMPP, here's my htdocs, which is my high-level folder there. I'm going to go File, Site Manager. The Site Manager will pull up, and I'm going to add a new site because I haven't done this yet. And then this is going to be kb1gwo.comli.com. And over here on my cPanel over at webhost, it's telling me the server name. So I need this server name right here. Let's see, let's make sure. Yeah, I believe it's going to be this server name that I need. I need to put that as my host. So you need to know the server that you're on. And I'm going to do a normal sign in. My ID, my username, is that. And then stored elsewhere, I have my password. Here. And I'm going to click connect and cross my fingers. Oops, didn't like that, so something's not right. Site Manager. Let's find out what I need. Maybe it's just FTP. Frequently asked questions. Oh, do you know what? I messed up here. here's the FTP host name right there. Okay, so I just basically need that for my host name. And see, that was in the email that I had received. So that was my bad. So let's go back, change the host here to that. Now let's connect. Okay, something's not right. Still trying to figure this out. FileZilla, and this is the hardest part. Once you have your connections worked out, there we go. I had changed the password. Okay, so now you can see that I'm in a root directory here, and I have a public HTML file. And see this default PHP file here? If I take this default PHP file, and again, I'm on my remote site, and I'm going to KB1GWO. Okay, so there is this page. Now, I'm going to take this and I'm going to rename it to ORG. And now if I refresh, notice that I don't have a web page anymore, but I have a default ORG page. Now, what I want to do is I want to start building up my website for my class. And I need to go to htdocs, and as we said, what we're going to do is start working with Netbeans. So let's see if we can make this happen. I'm going to start programs, find Netbeans. It's off screen, so you don't see that. So here I am in Netbeans. And I'm going to go File, New Project, and I'm going to click, I want a PHP project, click Next. It figured out where my website is, and I'm going to call this KB1GWO as my project. Click Next, click Next. Forget about the framework like we said in the last video, and then finish. Now I have this new project, and I have some source files here. I have this index.php page, and I can put code right here that if I want to. So I'm going to say in the title, Professor Gruhn, KB1GWO, website. And then I'm not going to put any PHP code in there right now. I'm just going to put H1, welcome to KB1GWO website. Definitely not that pretty, nothing all that fancy about it. And I'm going to save it. Now, if you remember correctly, let's see, let's get back to here. Here's my website right now, kb1gwocomly.com. I have used Netbeans, and I've modified a web page. And now I'm going to refresh my FileZilla here. And notice that a folder got created, KB1GWO. I want to make sure that I'm in my public HTML folder up here, and that I'm in my KB1GWO folder right here. And it looks like, and so now you'll see that I have an index.php page. if I take this, right click, and I click upload, it should have gotten up there. Let's click here, refresh. I had to click here and then hit refresh. And now, if I do a refresh here, now I get welcome to KB1GWO's website, which is the web page that I created. So what's really important to understand is that you're working, creating your files locally under XAMPP htdocs. You have a subfolder for your files. Then you have to connect using FileZilla, having Site Manager set up correctly with the right FTP information, the right user ID, and the right password. And then you have to, a lot of times when you connect, you end up just landing in this high-level directory. If you put files here, it's not going to work. You have to be in this public HTML folder. And then you put your files in there to build. And so this should get us started. And from here, if you had created, if you remember, I had created a final project folder. So this final project folder would be a folder that I would put that whole final project into my public HTML page. But we'll get to that later. But this should get us started that you need, again, I don't recommend using 000 web hosts for our class. You'll get a lot more power by spending the $6-7 a month by using Bluehost. But this is a good free service, and it should get us started if you absolutely have no money at all. But you need to understand the pieces are using FileZilla to transfer your file, using Netbeans to create your work, and also connecting to your account and making sure you understand how to connect to your web hosting account and that you don't lose your email that they send you with all the information, how to connect and things like that, and that you organize your stuff correctly. So hopefully this gets you started for understanding how to create an account and get stuff out to your account. Somewhere around here I have an off button. There it is.